UFC 293 Strickland versus Adesanya just took place, and Sean Strickland is the new middleweight champion of the world. I'm going to go through the entire card, starting off with the early prelims, ending with the main event, and give my reaction and breakdown of every single fight on the card. And it was amazing. This card on paper did not look good at all. I shat on it all week, and I made a video saying Sean Strickland and Manel saved UFC 293, and I predicted that the fight week would end up being better than the card. I was so wrong, and I'm so happy to be wrong because this card was fucking amazing. Only one real bad moment, a few boring-ish fights, but this card was amazing. Starting off with early prelim opener, Kevin Jousset versus Keifer Crosby. Not a lot to say here. Kevin Jousset got a round one submission. It was really impressive. Um, Keifer Crosby was doing okay early. They were both kind of going back and forth. Jousset landed a nice shot, which kind of rocked Crosby a little bit, but got him down pretty quick. Got the back, or rocked him, took the back, and Crosby just didn't defend the choke, and he got the submission in round one. Pulled out Ian Gary. Bullshit, not going to happen. The next fight, Shane Young versus Gabriel Miranda. I picked Gabriel. I also picked Jousset, by the way. Picked Gabriel Miranda to win, and he did so. I thought he would just grapple him for 3 rounds and win, but got the sub in the first round in 59 seconds. Shane Young is awful at fighting. He's terrible. He can't defend a rear naked choke. He can't defend takedowns. He should be cut from the UFCs on a 4-fight loss streak, and he missed weight. Gabriel Miranda shot immediately, took him down straight away, got his back, put him to sleep. Good stuff. The next fight on the card, Blood Diamond versus Charles Radtke. I predicted Charles Radtke to win by submission in the first round. He got a decision. It was pretty boring. 29-27. There was a point deduction from Blood Diamond for, I believe it was a nut shot. But Radtke, solid performance. Blood Diamond's terrible at grappling, but he looked a bit better, and he's also terrible at MMA in general. He's only a striker, and even in the striking, he pretty much got outstruck and dominated. Um, so solid stuff from Radke, and his post-fight interview was fucking elite. He said the FAGGOT word, which got the crowd a little bit riled up. And after less than impressive performance, I don't know, it was a bit of talk, but still solid from him. We'll see what happens with him next. Moving on to the prelims, the first fight on the prelims, Nasrat Haqparast versus Landon Quinones. This was a banger. This was one of the best fights of the year. Nasrat Haqparast won a 30-27 decision, but it was so good. This fight was so entertaining. Just so much volume on both sides. And not the only amazing fight on this card. Nasrat Haqparast just landed the better shots. He was throwing the good boxing combinations, but his leg was getting absolutely chewed up by Landon Quinones. My fucking head's racing right now because of that main event. So my recalling of the card is a bit dim. Like I've forgotten some of it, but yeah, Haqparast won all 3 rounds, just doing a bit better. Rocked Quinones a few times, just landed really good boxing combinations. But this fight was absolutely amazing. And I enjoyed it a lot. The next fight, Mullarkey versus John Makdessi. Mullarkey won a 29-28 unanimous decision, which a lot of people disagreed with. I picked Mullarkey. I did kind of think Makdessi won. First round, from memory, was Makdessi's because he dropped him. Second, or one of the rounds was Mullarkey's clear. One of the rounds was Makdessi's because he dropped him. And then the third round was pretty close. So not a complete robbery, but yeah, Mullarkey kind of toughed down and just he got his nose real busted up in the third. He was at the end of the fight just screaming and kind of running at him, just trying to land big shots. But Jamie Mullarkey needs to throw outside leg kicks because he's just trying to be a boxer. And unless you're Sean Strickland, that shit don't work in MMA, baby. Next fight on the card, Jack Jenkins versus Chepe Mariscal. This was an unfortunate ending. This was the one sort of bad note of the card. Jack Jenkins broke his arm or dislocated his elbow in the second round after winning the first round pretty clearly. He got taken down and he posted out on his hand and then it snapped. It was a nasty visual, tough for Jenkins. And I did pick him to win, so it was a bit unfortunate. Next fight, Carlos Ulberg versus Woon Jung. Carlos Ulberg got a submission in the third round, which no one expected. I thought he was going to get a knockout. But he got the sub. Dominant, landed better shots, was just busting up the face of Woon Jung for the whole fight. Absolutely rinsing him, and just making his face, turning, like putting him through a blender, really. Just fucking him up with jabs. Just the power was ridiculous, that he was landing. So, good stuff from Ulberg. Got the sub in the end. It went distance. So this was weird. Woon Jung tapped out with 11 seconds to go in the third round. But the ref didn't see it, and so the choke kept going, and then in the end, Ulberg didn't even get it, and then it went to decision. But they looked at review, saw he tapped, and like changed the result to a submission. So that's just don't always tap to subs because he fucking was still there and he was still alive, even though he tapped, and he was alive for 11 more seconds. So didn't need a tap, but he did. So he lost the fight. Good stuff from Ulberg. He called that Dominic Reyes though, which is just bit iffy. But still, solid performance. He should definitely fight ranked opponent next. Opening up the main card, we had Tyson, Pedro, KO, Anton, Turkalj in the first round. Brutal stuff from Tyson Pedro. I picked him to win. I thought he could get a sub maybe, but it was solid all round from Tyson Pedro. And yeah, pretty much rocked him early. Anton was like, "Whoa, where am I?" He was just like completely lost in the octagon, didn't know where he was, and he was just getting rocked, landed a big body kick to Pedro, and then dropped him. He was pretty much out, and then he's landed a massive hammer fist. And put him out cold, and then a cold celebration as well. The samurai sword celebration was cold. So good win from Tyson Pedro. Definitely should get a bonus. The next fight on the card, Justin Tafa versus Austen Lane, the rematch. I picked Austen Lane as an underdog. I thought I was being clever. I looked at the first fight and saw he was landing some good body kicks and stuff early, but Austen Lane does not know how to use his 6-inch reach advantage that he has on Justin Tafa, or his major height and reach advantage. So he got chinned pretty much immediately into the fight. There was another eye poke from Austen Lane, which was amusing, but ultimately, um, Tafa just knows how to fight better. Austen Lane has a massive reach advantage, um, but he doesn't know how to use it, and he's stupid. So he gets chinned and got KO'd brutally by Justin Tafa. And the ground and pound to follow up was nasty stuff. So really good from Justin Tafa. The next fight on the card, Manel Kape versus Felipe dos Santos. This was a really, really fun fight. I'm not sure what's going to get fight of the night, this or Nasrat versus Quinones, but both were amazing fights. I think you give them both money. Um, Look, Manel Kape talked a lot in the lead up to this fight. He talked a lot about Keifer fans, not his opponent. But Felipe dos Santos really came in and showed up well, and he is definitely top 15 caliber because this was an amazing fight, back and forth. Manel Kape dropped him in the first round, um, and yeah, it was really solid. It was a fun fight, just so much output, flyweight speed and technique is just the best to watch. And yeah, really good stuff from Manel Kape. And then post fight again. Another FAGGOT word was dropped by the based one himself, Manel Kape, and he called out Keifer France and said, if you pull out again, then you're a bitch and a pussy. So that was good from him. Really entertaining fight. Definitely go back and rewatch it if you haven't. The co-main event, Tuivasa lost to Alexander Volkov by Ezekiel choke submission in the second. I picked Volkov to win. I thought he would get a TKO, but that just shows you can't pick props in this sport. I thought Volkov would get a TKO. I thought Ulberg would get a KO, and they both got submissions. So didn't hit the parlay this week, unfortunately. I just seemingly can't do anything right on pay-per-view. But regardless, great stuff from Volkov. He was pretty much piecing him up. Ty was landing some good leg kicks. That was the pretty much only success he had in the fight. He was swinging a lot, and the guy was cheering a lot, but he wasn't really landing a lot clean. But Volkov landing heaps, landing a lot of stuff. And yeah, a dominant performance from Alexander Volkov. Got the submission. He should probably fight maybe like Curtis Blades in maybe Curtis Blades if he loses to Almeida. That could be a fight. But the main event, Sean Strickland versus Israel Adesanya. I picked Adesanya, obviously, as did everyone, but this was amazing, and I couldn't be happier to get a pick wrong. Sean Strickland just dominated Israel Adesanya, 4 rounds to 1, clear. No doubt about it. Every single judge got it right. I thought there was going to be some robbery easy scorecard in this, but no. They all knew what they were doing. No robbery scorecards tonight. 4-1, Sean Strickland and new middleweight champion. This was so crazy to watch. What is this sport, bro? I love this sport. Sean Strickland was um he just pressured him back. He just put pressure on him. He put a 1 and a 2 on him, and he just did better. Like he rocked him and dropped him in the end of the first and was unloading. And I was like, oh my god! And then I was like, oh fuck, Izzy's just gonna fucking chin him. And then it's gonna be like, oh, he had a moment, but whatever. But no, Izzy had rebounded, had a good second round, which he won. But apart from that, the next 3 rounds, all clear Sean Strickland. Clear 4-1. Amazing, amazing. He landed good hooks, good straights, rocked Izzy a few times, pressured him back, and ultimately, I think Izzy got a bit exposed here just because no one has ever put pressure on Izzy. Like Robert Whittaker ran in, Costa ran in, and they got chinned. But Strickland just walked forward, put pressure on him, and just didn't let Izzy sit on the outside and just leg kick him. And it's amazing how much better you can do against Izzy when he can't leg kick you effectively. When you're on the back foot, you can't kick properly. So it was great stuff from Sean Strickland. The game plan was phenomenal. He stuck to the game plan. I was begging for him to wrestle, but he didn't even need it. Um, and yeah, he just did it, man. I don't know what this sport is. Israel Adesanya is no longer the champion. I am so happy. The fucking dog creep that he is, absolute weirdo, gyno bender, canine bender Adesanya, got dethroned by the Chad, Sean Strickland, the absolute lad himself. And no one is upset about this apart from Izzy's soy little fans that fucking try and justify him touching a dog. It was great stuff. We all love this from Sean Strickland. Um, and he's the middleweight champion. Amazing post-fight speech. Izzy shook his hand, didn't seem too bad, but I'm sure he's going to make some bullshit excuse. This is just a part of my storyline. I manifested this. I'm going to come back. I'm going to treat him like his dog. Like my dog. Trust. Watched. Fucking Izzy. But Sean Strickland's the champion. Not going to talk bad about Izzy anymore because we don't need to chat about the champion because we have Sean Strickland as the middleweight champion of the world. What is this sport? I'm so happy. Amazing card. I'd give it like an 8.59 out of 10. I got 9 out of 12 on my picks. One of them was an injury, and then I got the Tafa Lane fight wrong. I thought Tafa was going to win, but I just tried to kind of pick Lane as an underdog based on the first fight. But if they hadn't fought before, I'm like, obviously I'm picking Tafa. Um, and then obviously couldn't care less. I'm so happy I got the Strickland's the easy pick wrong. I wanted to like pick Strickland just as a joke and on the odd chance that it happened. But obviously I did think Izzy was going to win. But couldn't be happy about being wrong. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Sean Strickland, the middleweight champion of the world, and new. Let me know what you thought of the card in the comments. It was really fun, amazing card. One of the better ones of the year, honestly. All around just fun. Like, if Jenkins hadn't snapped his arm, there was basically no bad moments on this card. Some good post-fight interviews. Thank you, Kape, and thank you, Charles Radtke. And then some great finishes. 2 first-round subs to start off the night. Not really any boring fights either. So amazing stuff. UFC 293. That's a wrap. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Sean Strickland's the middleweight champion. Let's fucking go. See you guys.